Now, but before we proceed further, why is this election important for AAP? I would like to frame this debate for our audience. Why? And I argue that this election, Nabila, is important to all of them. It's not as if it's important for Rahul Gandhi or Arvind Kejriwal. It's important for Bharatiya Janata Party, this election, because they are in Vanvas for 27 years.
It's a matter of survival, I think, for all three parties, if you ask.
Yes. For Rahul Gandhi, how can Congress afford to have a duck again? Because in any state where Congress has lost 2 subsequent elections, they don't come back to power. West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh, I can just go on and go on, 2 back-to-back elections, they are in a problem, big problem. Then, and I wouldn't say that they will be lucky as they were in Madhya Pradesh and I would say Chhattisgarh. Even Gujarat is an example. Then, will middle class, another point of discussion, transcend from shaping the narrative to deciding who gets to become the chief minister? Will middle class budget and 8th pay commission get better of Delhi's electorate, or free electricity, or water will do the trick for Aam Aadmi Party? Those are the 2 principal polls. And now comes the cake of the graphic, which means the graphic which really tells us, Nabila, how AAP has shaped up. Brijesh, now this is the polling booth vote share of 2020. Polling. Now in Jhuggi Jhopri cluster, these are the localities and the data is of the booth in these localities. In Jhuggi Jhopri clusters, in the polling booth, 97.5 went with AAP and 2.5% with BJP. In resettlement colonies, it's 90.4% with AAP and 9.1% BJP. Ajit, mixed settlement, 75% AAP, 24.8 BJP. Then, in others, 68.3 AAP, 31.2 BJP, unauthorized colony 63.4% AAP and 36.4 BJP. Professor Suresh, now here comes the real, I would say, the binary. In urban or rural villages, 61.8% AAP, 37.4 BJP. In planned settlements, 60% AAP, roughly 40% BJP. So BJP goes up here. And in regularized colony, 57.1% AAP and 42. So regularized colony, which is that regular upper middle class, the BJP goes up. And now this is a vote share by locality. Vote share by locality, 2020. Jhuggi Jhopri cluster, AAP gets 65.4% vote and BJP gets roughly 30% vote. In resettlement colony, AAP gets 62.5% vote and BJP gets 28.2% votes. Others 61 and 31.8, but in mixed settlement, again AAP is ahead with 58.3 and BJP 35.3. In unauthorized colony, AAP is 53.4 and BJP 39.6. In urban rural village, 52.2 is with AAP and 37.5 with BJP. In planned settlement, 51% AAP, 41% BJP. In regularized colony, it comes the closest. 50.5% AAP and 42.5% BJP. Let me introduce our guest. I'm joined by Brijesh Pandey, Input Editor, News9, Ajit Kejha, Senior Journalist, Professor KG Suresh, Senior Journalist who joins me, our former colleague. We have worked together, worked the footpaths of Little Delhi to cover important stories. Savio Rodriguez, Senior Journalist, KB Prasad, Senior Journalist, Neoma Gupta, Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, and Prithvi Reddy, Spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party. Nabila, what's your take?
Well, from the looks of it, it seems like the BJP has not left any stone unturned to ensure a victory this time, because it is high-stakes battle. For the BJP, being out of power for 27 years in the power center, it's a feeling that doesn't bode well with a party who are looked at as election warriors. So for this Delhi elections, I'd like to ask you, Ajit, if you could take us through a little on how you see this election in Delhi this time, with Prime Minister Modi himself campaigning hectically in the national capital. It seems like a direct fight between Kejriwal and Prime Minister Modi. Almost seemed like that, because BJP does not have a solid local face in that sense. There are faces, but not strong enough to bring the party to victory in the state. How would you read this election?
To begin with, I would argue that this is Arvind Kejriwal's toughest election. Mostly, I mean, we say this during most elections, but the fact that, it is more than 10 years anti-incumbency, And it's a double anti-incumbency. Why? Because now the AAP is not only in power in Delhi Assembly, but also in the local bodies, right? It just won the municipal elections. So there is a fair amount of anti-incumbency because there's no work in terms of infrastructure, especially in North Delhi, Northeast, Northwest, or areas where water, logs. So even if the AAP, as the data that was shown to us, it shows that there is a massive class polarization in Delhi. The middle and upper classes seem to be, the higher number of voters vote the BJP, whereas among the poor, the Joggi Jhopadiwalas, the various categories that were formed, massive support base of the AAP. But that seems to be changing given the
I was just saying, the BJP has now come down to what the AAP has delivered in terms of freebies, quote unquote, if that's what they call it, social welfare schemes. AAP says it's social welfare, BJP says it's freebies. Now they've reworked on their own strategy for social welfare, similar to what AAP is offering. So do you believe the slum areas or people who are considered as poor, in the poor category, are now shifting allegiance to BJP this time in this election?
Obviously, there is some shift, no doubt about that. And that is because, anywhere in the election, look at Mr. Modi's support base in the country. That also declined, right, in the last Lok Sabha election. Usually a 10-year period is a good period where anti-incumbency sets in. So obviously, look at Mr. Kejriwal himself. When he said that he's sure of 55 seats. Remember, last time he got 62, before that 67. So that means he himself is aware that his voter base is shifting. But there's one category which we didn't consider, I'm sure we have the numbers, it's the male versus female voters. And in that, the AAP has a 25% lead over the BJP. The last CSDS survey showed that 60% of the women voters vote AAP, whereas only about 45% vote BJP. So the difference between the BJP and AAP is about 25%. Now these are women voters coming from the Joggi Jhopadis. Now if they are shifting, then of course we would know. If this election, the BJP needs a critical election